Hi, my name is Queen Jonathan Turbalon. I am a graduating senior from Clark-Atlanta University, and I am from Kenner, Louisiana.
I'm Brandon Gorham. I'm a graduating senior from Wines College, and I am from Colorado Springs, Colorado. What is your greatest memory of our relationship?
I remember when I was at Emory over the summer last year for the Mellon conference, I was really stressed. And I remember I was crying because they were stressing me out. Research was hard. And you said, come take the day, spend the night with me. And you came to pick me up and we went to the park. And I remember we went to the park and I've always wanted to go fly kites. And you surprised me with the kite and the whole situation, and it was the perfect timing. And I remember we had ran into that lady on the way to the park, and she was like, y'all look like y'all in love. And it was funny because we was like going through something in the car. So that was really beautiful. And I remember I used to watch those videos like all the time, like the videos of you find a kite and you find a kite, because it was really precious. It was just really thoughtful. Okay. What would you consider to be my best quality?
I would say before I met you, I thought that I was thoughtful, and I thought that I had almost a fun spirited nature about myself. And then to meet you, it's nah. You're probably the most dramatic person, by far, that I think I've ever met. But I think it brings out the life in other people, and you're just it's you, it's who you are, you just exude it, and it makes me feel more free, and it makes me feel more comfortable and not judged. What did you learn from our relationship?
I learned that relationships can't thrive if only one person is being catered to. I feel like I gave up a lot of my agency, voluntarily. It wasn't because of you, but I feel like I gave a lot of my agency up because it was just me just trying to think about you and forgetting to think about myself. And I think that is one of the biggest things I learned, just because I want to be partnered really bad. I really think that would be a beautiful addition to my life, but it can't be at the expense of myself. And I think that I had to learn that the hard way. Okay, it's getting serious. What was the hardest part of our breakup?
I was I gotta ask you that.
I'm so happy.
The release. We were together for 2 years, so you were pretty much a part of every facet of my life. And like how many like firsts like we had with each other. So letting go was like an extremely difficult process. And then like when we broke up, to see like certain elements of myself like not fully be there because like they were attached to you or have become attached to you. Yeah, the release of like letting that go like was extremely excruciatingly painful. Yeah. It's a really good question. If we met for the first time this year, do you think that we would date? Why or why not?
That's such a hard question. I actually think that if we met for the first time, like now, I don't think we would have dated. I think that you are in a different space right now than you was when we first met, and then so am I. But I actually think that you would be the one who would hold off on like the dating part, just because I feel like you're in a very like self growth and preservation period right now. So I think that we wouldn't date, but I don't think it would have been because I like necessarily shut it off. But I think it would have just been, we would have just been flowing as friends, possibly. Do you believe the issues within our relationship could have been resolved, or was a breakup necessary?
Fast forward. So I've been through this like multiple times in my head, especially like during that window where me and you weren't talking. Similar to like what you said, I'm in a really different place right now. And I feel like it was necessary. I feel like it's necessary for me to go through this right now. For whatever reason, like during that period of time that we broke up, I was thinking about my parents' relationship, and how like I used to be super observant of like what they went through, and how I felt like my mother in particular like sacrificed like elements of like herself, like her own happiness for my dad, and vice versa. I did feel like, there's a difference between compromising like for a relationship and compromising yourself. And I felt like with where we were at towards the end of the relationship, I was beginning to stray into the territory of like compromising myself. Towards the end of our relationship, we were two totally different people than like the beginning of it, like by far. Like, absolutely. So like me trying to figure out like, okay, how do you like let go of things and like build a new foundation and structure around you, while we have so much history, while we're like thinking about the future. Like it was like so many different things were like colliding together, and I felt like I was being asked basically to choose like one thing, but it was like I can't really choose that. I can't really choose that for myself. And so, long answer short, like I feel like it was needed, but not just for myself. I also feel like it was needed for you as well, because we discussed some things like prior to for yourself, and those things didn't start coming into fruition until like after the breakup. But I feel like the breakup was like necessary for that to happen. Even if like, neither one of us like wants to admit that, like I think that that's the case. You said the thing about the agency. at the beginning. And I felt like, just like you felt like you lost yours, I felt like I lost my agency in certain aspects too. Like through no fault of your own, but through me feeling as if like I'm giving into something that I don't believe necessarily.
Yeah.
Would you consider getting back together with me in the future?
I was hoping this question wasn't here. I think that I've really asked myself that in the past, especially like during that first month when we weren't talking. Because I had to think about why am I so sad over this relationship? Is it because of the actual relationship? Is it because of you? What is it that I miss? Why am I trying to hold on to this old situation? And now that we're like more cool, I've also thought about it too. Right now, I don't think that I would consider getting back together just because like you're just so different. So it would really have to be a process from the start, like from day one. I do know that I do want to be partnered with someone. Like that is something that I desire to be. I have like standards and new things that people have to meet now, and so I'm not saying like, oh, do you meet them? But yeah, I'm thinking about do you meet those standards? Also, would you be able to be like a long-term partner for me? Because at first, like when we first got together, like hell yeah, Brandon was gonna be that one who I just fall in love with, and it was just gonna be great. And it was until it wasn't, and then it was tragic. So someone told me we didn't work out, and that's the truth. Like we didn't work, and we already tried each other out. So like the fact that we broke up, I think that means that we didn't work out. And some people need to break up in order to get back together as well. So I'm aware of that. So am I open to the idea? In theory, yes, but it'll be so long from now. So if after this conversation we never spoke to each other again, what would you want me to know regarding our relationship?
What's funny is like, I think we're entering into this like towards the end of the relationship, towards the end of like us being together, but we had not like fully gone there yet. But I actually feel like with where I'm at right now, you were like the thrust to get me into this space. This is like new territory. This is like new territory for me as far as like aligning myself and everything that I do with like God. We used to have like a lot of like back and forth because you come from a totally different background than I do. I think you helped me to believe that was for me in ways that like I didn't really believe before. And I think that's going to be like going forward for me like a foundational part of any and everything that I do. And it's like you were like the foundation to the foundation. Yeah, that's what I would say. Thank you all for watching.
And if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe.